Hello, everyone.
Hello, what's up, everyone?
So, Ron has been wanting me to make a video on PCOS. So, I'm going to do that today. I got my little research here and everything. So, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was diagnosed with it probably about 2006-ish, maybe. And I have some notes here, so forgive me for looking down because I want to make sure that I hit all this information. Basically, polycystic ovarian syndrome is a disorder that women suffer from. Some women suffer from it. 1 in 10 women have it, and 50% of women go undiagnosed. And it's the leading cause of female infertility. Some of the symptoms are irregular periods, excessive facial or body hair, or male pattern baldness. Some people have both, which is very unfortunate. Severe acne, especially around the chin and the jawline, this area right here. Anxiety, depression, insulin resistance, obesity, liver disorders, cardiovascular disease. 50% will develop type 2 diabetes, 4 to 7 times likely to have a heart attack, 3 times more likely to have endometrial cancer. There's belly fat, again, thinning hair, dark spots on the skin, like on the elbows, the knees, the armpits, the back of the neck. Sometimes you see somebody with like those symptoms and you think that they're just dirty or they don't, take care of themselves properly, but that is a sign of insulin resistance. I remember when I was a kid, I used to see girls like in school with like a really black neck, and I always thought it was disgusting. Unfortunately, they were like inflamed inside and had no idea. And, PCOS is not something that's talked about a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of people, that's why the number is so high of failed diagnosis, because unfortunately a lot of doctors don't have information about it. There aren't a lot of doctors that have helped me with my symptoms. And I'll just continue the list of symptoms and then we'll get into it a little more. Fatigue, rage, insomnia, sleep apnea, high cholesterol, pelvic pain, ovarian cysts, and again, infertility. So that's my list of the bad. There is no good, unfortunately, but that's as bad as it gets. And for me personally, I suffer from infertility. I do have the darker skin, like on my elbows, on the back of my neck, and even my hands. You can see that my hands are darker than my face. That's all PCOS. And again, I was diagnosed around 2006. But ever since I got my period at 13, it's never been regular. And when I was 19, I started going for pap smears, and they would put me on birth control to try to regulate my period. I had unexplained pelvic pain, all these issues, and I was a lot thinner then as well. And I also always had the dark skin on my elbows, but not on the back of my neck. That started later. And unfortunately, the doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. They just throw birth control at you or other drugs at you to try to mask your symptoms. But in reality, we all know now that medication doesn't cure anything. It just masks your symptoms to keep you more comfortable or whatever. So I'm not on any medication now for it. I've taken a holistic approach. I was doing acupuncture. I do Chinese herbs and monitor it with diet and exercise. Now, as far as diet and exercise, obviously I don't work out as much as I should and could because I also have adrenal fatigue, which is also a symptom of PCOS. So, it's either, okay, you need to work out 6 days a week, but you have adrenal fatigue, so you shouldn't work out 6 days a week because it's too hard on your adrenal system. So it's like, you can't win for losing. But what I have decided to do is work out. And I'm just not going to do really strenuous workouts. I've started doing yoga, which has really helped me a lot. It has helped with my attitude and the mood swings and the rage, because I do have rage. I do. And I didn't even realize that was a sign until the past year when I've been researching more on taking more control of my health and doing what I need to do to fix me, because the doctors aren't going to fix me, and I need to be an advocate for my own health. So I read a lot. I see what works, try things for a little while. If I don't see that they're working, I move on to something else. And so
What's
far,
a little while? Be a little bit more specific.
well,
Because the audience would like to know.
I'd say a month or two, and honestly, a month or two might not be enough time to see if something is working, especially when your body has been damaged for so long.
You're a little impatient.
I'm impatient. But I like to go what feels good. Sometimes you'll do things and you realize immediately they don't feel good. Like when you work out, you should feel energized afterward, and a lot of times I don't. So I've started to realize what exercises work for me, what the exercises that make me feel good.
Which are?
Pilates makes me feel really good, and yoga makes me feel amazing. Like I've in the past week, I've started getting up every morning and doing yoga before I go to work, and I haven't wanted a cup of coffee. So like I love yoga. It's really energizing me, and I think a lot of it has to do with the breathing involved. When you're doing yoga, you're taking some really deep cleansing breaths that we just don't take on our day-to-day as we're going through life. And I realized for me that I am a shallow breather and a heavy breather. So I'm not getting all of the benefits from oxygen flowing through your body. So yoga has helped me correct my breathing and pay more attention to my breathing, because breathing makes a big difference. Even sometimes when I have a long commute for work, sometimes when I'm driving home and I'm sleepy, I'll just start to do those deep cleansing breaths, and it gives me energy to get me through the rest of the day, to get home, cook dinner, and do everything that I have to do.
And what I notice about her is, I don't know if it's just her attitude or is it just her or whatever it could be. I'm not going to really chime in too much because this is basically her segment. I'm here just to, give you guys a little insight on what I get on the other hand. So in the wintertime, she is a bear. She just wants to sleep. She wants to hibernate. She don't want nothing to do with outside. She works. She does her errands. She does what she has to do. And pretty much she's talking about sleep majority of the time of winter time. Now when spring and summer comes around, she's an absolute machine. She doesn't want to go sleep. She just want to go. Mm-hmm. In the wintertime, I love it. And in the summertime, she just does not want to stay in the house. It could be 10 o'clock at night. If it's 85 degrees outside, she wants to be out there. It doesn't matter. So for me, that's what all the other stuff is correct what she was saying, because I have to deal with all that stuff. But I notice when it comes to seasons, wintertime she's absolutely tired. Summertime she just want to be out there.
And it has a lot to do with the sun as well. I love the sun. The sun just like I just love it. I just want to be out in the sun, and I love to be outside anyway. So and
except for the wintertime,
that sun just feels good. But I did get out some this summer.
This
winter rather.
This is like your best winter since we've been together.
And I force myself to go out because even in the winter, there's still sun out there. So, go for a walk or go for a walk in the park. We've even gone out for walks in the snow, like just even for 5 minutes, just because it does energize me, and I gain energy from the sun, and which most of us do. We just have to be more in tune to that and realize it. So I have some books here that I wanted to share that I'm no longer using, but they did help me with my journey in as far as feeling better, because I do feel a lot better. And this is The Infertility Cure, and it's by Randine Lewis, PhD. And I have a cookbook, and this is Cooking for Fertility by Catherine Simmons Flynn. And it has a ton of recipes in here. We've done some of these recipes because, you want to, like I said, heal yourself with food. I'm not one for taking a lot of drugs. I see people in my family with high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, and they're on tons of medication. I don't want that life. So, and I'm 43 years old. I need to get my shit together so I can be better and live a long, healthy, pain-free life. So these recipes have really helped me. There's a lot of good things in here: coconut rice, black bean soups, green smoothies, fish tacos, and it's real food, like stuff that we normally eat. There's nothing worse than getting a cookbook and there's a whole bunch of recipes of things that you don't buy. Like I like recipes of things that I buy on a regular basis, my staple foods. So I'm not going out and having to buy all of these exotic foods and things that aren't realistic for me. I had a ton of cookbooks, and those types of things don't work for me. That's a good cookbook. And then I have this book I got from my acupuncturist, and it's called Making Babies. And even if you're not trying to have a baby, this could help you get your cycle in order, and it did help me. My cycles are like clockwork now. They come every 25th to 28th day, every single month. There are 5 days, no more, no less. First day, really light. Days 2 and 3 are very heavy. Day 4, really light. Day 5, almost nothing. Like clockwork, every single month, all the time. And it's been like that for about a year and a half now. And this book really worked for me. And this is Making Babies by Sammy S. David and Jill Blakeway. So you can get these from Amazon. You can pick them up at your local library or Barnes & Noble. And I am going to be giving these 3 away. Ron didn't know that. But I am giving these 3 books away. So if you are interested in any of these 3 books, just comment below. And the first 3 people to comment, you tell me what book you want, it's yours. We don't have anything fancy to do a big giveaway or anything like that. Or even if you know somebody who might benefit from any of these books. Like I said, I'm 43 years old. We're not trying to have any children at this point in our lives. And, if somebody can use these books, I'd be more than happy to pass them along to somebody who could use them, because they definitely helped me feel better. Like, you'll never get cured from PCOS. Some people say, oh, my PCOS is cured. No, you just did all of the right things to make your symptoms dormant. And as far as my symptoms go, I do shed a lot of hair, but as you can see, I have a lot of hair. So I'm thankful for that. It is thinner on top, but not balding or anything like that. It's just, I guess it's just where my hair is from 20 years of parting it down the middle. I don't know. Luckily, thank God, I don't have the facial hair situation. Ron does tease me and say that I have a mustache, but this is as much mustache as I get. Like, so I'm okay with that. I do wax it, but not wax it. I use like the facial Nair stuff for it, but this is like the most that it gets. So if you think this is bad, this is my worst. So, I have friends who have it and they are struggling a lot more than I am. So I'm although it sucks that I have this disorder, it could be a lot worse. The weight issue is very hard for me. No matter what I do, it's really difficult to lose weight. And, it's one of those things like diabetes. The thing you're not supposed to have the most is the thing you crave the most. And bread, sugars, like, I need them. I've been doing really well like the past 6 months, I would say, as far as reeling that in. I used to eat ice cream all of the time. I used to eat all kinds of cakes and cookies for a while, and all of that has died down like big time. Like, if Ron has something, I may have some, but I'm not like going out, like going and buying boxes of cakes and cookies and donuts and all that stuff anymore like I used to. Like, I've really reeled all that stuff in. And I think it has to do with like just eating more fresh vegetables and being more aware of the things that I'm eating. So I don't want to make this video way too long because I feel like it's already really long. But all I can say is, you want to make a healthy routine for yourself. Every morning now I drink ginger tea, and I just make it my own with shaved ginger, organic honey, a slice of lemon, and boiling water. I put that on while I'm getting ready for work. I sip that on my hour commute to work. On the weekends, I'll do my yoga first, and then I'll sip that just sitting on my mat, just quietly, and it's so relaxing, because the main thing when you have a metabolic disorder, you want to control your stress, because stress leads to an increase of cortisol, and cortisol leads to belly fat, which is like the worst.
And that can be any type of stress you get.
Right.
For all you women out there, that's any stress. We're talking about money. We're talking about just work stress. There's a lot of people out there that has work stress.
Family stress.
It could be family stress.
Yeah, whatever.
Your husband stress, it doesn't matter. You want to be able to, so you need a place in your home, your house, your apartment, wherever you live. You need a space or a spot where you can just call that little area your sanctuary. So if your kids or whatever and husband, if you need to come in the house and you need a minute, there's nothing wrong with telling your children. Your man should be saying, "Okay, I got you. If you need a couple of hours, go to your spot, and I'll take care of the kids for these couple of hours. And then when you come out, we'll do what we need to do there." Because PCOS is, I don't handle it really well, and I really don't. There's times when I'm just absolutely lost. So I'm not sitting here saying I do a good job, because I do not. But I'm telling you, if you know your woman well enough, you should know when something's wrong. And I do ask her if something wrong, and she just doesn't want to talk about it. I can look at her and say something wrong, and she doesn't want to go into details.
And sometimes I don't know. Like, I'm just in a bad mood, and I have no reason.
And sometimes she's just in a bad mood. So instead of constantly hounding her, I just say, okay. And sometimes, guys, you just got to say, okay, and let it go.
And Ron does a good job as far as giving me that space. Like, on Saturdays and Sunday mornings, Ron is usually up 3 to 4 hours before I wake up, because he gets up at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And I usually don't get up until 9 or 10. And he leaves me alone. I'm sure he hears me like that I'm up in the bedroom, but he doesn't bother me. He lets me come out on my own. He doesn't come in, because I like to, like, when I wake up in the morning, I like to lay there for a little while. I say my prayers in the morning. I lay there. I just lay there, just waking up slowly. I don't like to be abruptly woken up. So he just leaves me alone to wake up on my own. And then I'll come out, say good morning, and start my tea, go back in there, do a 10-minute, 5-minute yoga session, come out, get my tea, go back in there and close the door. He leaves me alone and lets me have that time to myself to just start edge into my day a little bit at a time. And I really do appreciate that, because that makes a difference for me in my attitude. So, have a good support system, friends, family. Be an advocate for your health. There are a lot of good resources out there to help you with PCOS these days. Oh, and I wanted to shout one out, which is where I got most of my information from. It's a great website to use to get some additional information, which is where I got my information from, PCOSchallenge.org. There's eating plans on there, exercise plans, lots of tips, more information, just a lot of resources available for you. Google it, lots of stuff out there. Ask me any questions. I'm not a doctor. I just advocate for my own health. So if you need help with something, just send a message, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to follow up with you.
And leave a comment in the description. I check those regularly. So if you guys want to ask her anything, I will let her know. I'll shoot her a text. If we're home together, I'll let her know. Hey, get on the site and respond to this person. So we will try. Well, she will try to answer everyone's questions.
Yes.
She's not a professional. She's just had it for a long time, and she knows a little bit. You know what I mean? She can't cure nobody. That's not what we're doing. We're just trying to make people aware, because maybe you may have it.
Right. If you don't take anything else from this video, look up inflammation. Fight inflammation in your body. That is like the cause of so many issues. If you can get your inflammation under control, you can probably control like 80% of your issues. And don't forget about the giveaway. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you comment and you want the books, let me know and I will send them to you. Thanks for watching.